Welcome to Baila Travel. We are Jenny and Kevin, two Mexican Americans from Chicago traveling throughout Mexico, and we make stories on culture, food, and travel guides. In today's video, we're going to give you some tips of how to avoid getting Moctezuma's revenge. Wait, what is that, you ask? Jenny, help us out.
Moctezuma's revenge is basically traveler's diarrhea, and it comes from the fact that Moctezuma, the last ruler of the Aztec Empire, left a curse that makes foreigners sick when they come to Mexico. And this can happen anywhere you travel to, not just Mexico. When you visit a new country that has different bacteria than you're used to consuming, then it's very likely that you might get sick to your stomach. It might come out one way or the other.
Traveler's diarrhea top symptoms are cramping, fever, vomiting, sometimes blood in the diarrhea. Patients will also develop irritable bowel syndrome, and the long term would be to have it for 2 weeks.
In our case, we got sick within our first 2 months in Veracruz, and it was not pleasant whatsoever. So Kevin's gonna give you some tips on how to avoid that.
Tip number 1, avoid drinking tap water at all costs. Drinking tap water from any country that is not yours, you're not used to the germs of the water that they have in that certain country. So tap water is a no-go. So we just recommend that you make sure that you're drinking purified water and don't touch that tap water. So what happens if you're eating outside at a restaurant and you ask for agua fresca? Don't be shy to ask if that water that they're using for your agua fresca is made from purified water. I talk to you by experience because this one time in Peru, I ordered an orange juice and they brought me this humongous orange juice, and I was a little skeptical about it. I drank the orange juice. 2 days later, I ended up in a hospital for 2 days. Everything that came out wasn't pretty. Let me just tell you, it was dark, it was bloody, and I felt like that was the end of Kevin. So make sure you ask when you go to restaurants. Also check for hygiene at certain restaurants. Sometimes they just use tap water and they don't tell you. Tip number 2, avoid seafood at night. Here in Mexico, seafood is caught fresh daily. And because it's caught fresh daily, you want to have it in the morning and at midday. Just to make sure, avoid seafood at night because you never know, it might not be as fresh as it looks. Number 3, say you're coming on vacation to Mexico, come prepared. You can buy some Imodium for anti-gas, or you can buy some Pepto-Bismol to be prepared. If Moctezuma still finds a way to get you, don't worry, there's always a local pharmacy that you can visit and get taken care of. Here's a list of the 5 most prevalent pharmacies of Mexico. Farmacias Similares, Farmacias ISA, Superfarmacia Guadalajara, Farmacias del Ahorro, and Farmacias Benavides. Most pharmacies can recommend medication, but if you want to see a doctor, some pharmacies also have consultorios médicos. Just type Consultorio Médico on Google Maps and you will find a different variety and find the closest one to you.
Okay, so I'm sick. I have some weird digestive issues that I'll spare you a lot of the details, but let's just say that the first 2 rounds of medication that the doctor prescribed haven't worked, so I'm on my way back to see him a 3rd time. Let's go see what Dr. Simi has to say.
Jenny has the shits.
No, I don't. That's the problem.
Oh.
When you're sick in Mexico, one of the simplest ways to find a doctor is at any of the farmacias similares, aka Dr. Simi. There's usually a consult center right next door. If there isn't, you can ask where the nearest one is. So here we go, my third time this week. I'm on day 7 of the worst stomach ache of my life. Cramping, can't empty my bowels, and I eat all the things you're supposed to eat. That's the crazy part. Like I eat the fruits and the veggies, and I haven't been able to eat pan ni pan dulce for the past week, and I'm very sad.
You don't need an appointment. You could just walk straight in and ask for the médico, and we've paid from 45 to 50 pesos for a visit at the consultorio médico. These are great doctors that will give you a full inspection and will even prescribe you medicine if it's necessary. Tip number 5, buying medicine. Say you visit the doctor and he prescribed you medicine for a specific ailment or Moctezuma's revenge. You then take your prescription to the pharmacy and they will set it up for you, get it ready for you. A very important tip for you to know is that there's always brand medicine and there's generic medicine. Always go with the generic, it's way cheaper. Sometimes generic medicine for certain pills can be $2 and a brand name can be $10 to $15, so you will save a bunch of money getting generic medicine. But if you have time to shop around, there's a bunch of other different pharmacies that you could also check out, and they will also have different prices. Moctezuma's revenge is no joke. You can be prepared as much as you want for Moctezuma's revenge, but sometimes it's just a matter of when. Like now. Se cuidan, se bañan, y nos vemos hasta la próxima. Chao!